Shalom, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. We got another video coming up. Let's just get right in.
Think women lack femininity
Yes.
today, and is that and is wait let me okay you guys have to let me finish. I'm the host. It's my show. Okay, like
Have something.
like do you guys think
Start again, please.
do you guys think women lack femininity today, and is that something you look for when you're looking for a partner?
Tag, you're it.
I
want to hear your side
You
of it.
didn't even tag him. There you go.
Do women lack femininity? I'm not going to say a blanket. I'm not going to say a blanket yes, but I do think a lot of women have forgotten how to use their sexual wilds to get things from men. Your grandparents, and probably your parents, would have known how to do things as well. That's one thing. And I
Wait,
think,
can you repeat that? Sorry.
I said I'm not going to use a blanket statement and say all women have lost your femininity. I don't think that's quite the case, but I think a lot of you chasing this whole boss babe thing, and
What is sexual wiles? He said that women don't use their sexual wiles anymore. Is that the same thing as femininity? I don't, I don't know, cause is being feminine sexual? Even though everything kind of is about sex, but I don't know. Let's see.
that aggressive sort of nature that comes with being a boss babe don't really work for men. That's one thing. And I also think a lot of you have lost the subtle art of using your sexual wilds to get what you want from
Sexual what?
Agreed.
men. The way
Agreed.
Have you not seen girls on OnlyFans?
No, that's one.
No, that's
Sexual world?
that's different.
Sexual what?
Wild. So
Wild.
so being obviously sex.
Using your sexuality.
Yeah.
to
Okay.
So being OnlyFans is different too.
So using your sexuality to get what you desire out of a man kind of sounds like manipulation and is a red flag. And if I was y'all, I would stay away from that. Using your sexuality and using it as a covert for femininity is not authentic femininity. Like being feminine, I think I understand where he's coming from. Like it's a sexual energy behind it, but it's really not. It's just the essence of a woman. Like really just being a woman.
You're getting. There were ways.
I mean, I could
Have you? So
And plus, OnlyFans, you're not exactly getting to have sex with the women.
disagree.
You just and the OnlyFans, you're not exactly getting to have sex with the women. You're paying to watch them present themselves on that.
Right.
So
there are ways that women can speak to men to get things out of men that
Should
you
we do
should
that?
Can I have an
know.
example?
Should we do that though? Like, is that
So,
ethically
yeah.
correct?
But I thought you guys didn't
No,
like
don't-
that, first of all.
So, for example, you can say to me, "Hey D, can you put the bins out?" You can say to me, "Baby, the bins are a bit rough. Can you take them out, please?"
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
That is what he was saying, like using your that's not I guess it comes off as sexual, but like I said, everything really do have to do with sex. So I can see why he's saying that. Cause me saying, "Hey, take out the trash," versus me saying, "Baby, the trash is full right now. Can you go take it out?" Those are two that have two different tones to them. I won't say that the second one is sexual, but I get where he coming from.
Yeah, no,
just
these are the
be-
things.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
femininity. That's you using your femininity.
we just say like
You don't just be like,
work,
Yeah.
men,
you know,
get things
go on.
you want from
Yeah,
men.
yeah.
on you get.
And a lot of women have forgotten how to do that. Especially nowadays, a lot of you have forgotten.
Nah,
how to
you know
do
what?
Those sort of things. And that's where you. That's
I
where
think
that's
it's because
your
of
downfall.
where feminism went, because there was like a time where feminism was like, okay, a woman has to be like a man to be respected, and women really kind of like started owning that and becoming a lot more like men, stopped dressing feminine, started wearing suits to be respected like men. I think that's probably where that mindset probably comes from, of like lose the femininity.
I don't know when that ever happened in history. What I remember in history is war happening and women having to work. Women were always respected for being in the household, for taking care of children. That was a very respectable position to be a homemaker. And it was only when women started working and this is white women at that. So I'm not even talking about women of color yet. I don't even know how women of color got into the feminist movement, but that whole to seen as the same respect, that just came from when women had to start working because the men were going off to war. And then I guess from them working and earning their own money, it started to change their mind about where their real value was, because the society was telling them that their value was in the money that they were making, when really their value was in the children they were raising, in the homes they were creating. This Western society and this government, the powers that be, they all strategically did this on purpose to take the man out of the household and confuse the woman so that we can be separate from each other. Because if you don't have a man and a woman, you don't have good structured families being built. And that is their goal. Like, you know that these people are obsessed with eugenics and killing off populations and races of people and all that stuff.
Become more masculine and get respected. So I think that's where that lies. I think it's like women trying to find equality and that going down this route. But like now we know, like maybe it's probably not the right route.
I agree with you that, but so in the business world and the work world, that may work for you, but doesn't work for you in the relationship world. Because if I wanted someone that was act like a man, why would I not just get a man?
Yeah, I'm not a masculine person. I'm just saying that, just putting it out there.
I completely agree because if you're looking at it from a perspective of like a woman has to like back in the day, the woman knew like the way we do, for example, the way you talk and stuff like that. It's like baby. Or the honey, whatever, like you used that type of like.
She was sitting at home, rent paid.
Nowadays, from what I've seen, it was more like,
on the table.
Hey, yo, like some girls like.
And this is my thing. Like, okay, society has changed, right? There's inflation. Things are more expensive. So you can't expect for the man, like a regular man. I'm not talking about like the 1% man who makes a whole bunch of money. Like a regular, everyday, average Joe, you cannot expect for him to be able to provide for a household where there's more than just you and him. So you may have to go to work, but you having to go to work and not having all your bills paid should not make you think that you should be on the same level as a man. Like, you still have to hold on to your femininity and hold on to your womanhood even in that. So when I was working, I would work all day. And then I would clean the house, and then I would cook dinner, and then I would make sure my husband didn't need anything, and then I would tend to the children, and then I would do all of these. I would do laundry. I would do all of these things, and it was like, in my mind, it wasn't too much to do, and it's not too much to do because I still have to be a woman. Unfortunately, we live in a society where things are expensive, and we both have to work, but I still got to be a woman at the end of the day, just like he got to be a man. And I got to let him be a man and let him know that he's a man and not be trying to be on the same level as him just because I'm earning a paycheck too.
Tomboys, right?
Talk like Brez.
They talk like like for real. Like I'd be
what?
like, so for example, sometimes I'll be speaking to like I know one of my friends.
I'm kind of a tomboy.
Megan, right?
I'd say I'm a tomboy.
Are you a tomboy?
I am.
You're not a tomboy.
Would you say I'm a tomboy sometimes?
Hell no.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say you're a tomboy.
Well, you dunking on people, so you got to be a tomboy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because I always really enjoy like. I just tend to enjoy things that guys like, and I'm not really into like makeup and
But
hair.
I still
and,
think
like,
you still have a feminine element. Like I still find you
But
quite
if the right
feminine.
guy, if the right guy walked by, right? If
I'll
the
be in a
right
ball
guy walked by, you'd be making.
I'll be like,
Again, the feminine is little things like girls know how you play with your hair.
I think Pearl is quite feminine. I think when she is talking to women, that's when her most masculine traits come out, because it's the same way with me. Like, I don't know what it is, but a rebellious or a modern woman really brings the aggressiveness out of me. I'm kind of like, girl, if you don't, let me just tell you what it really is. But when it comes to Pearl, I really do think that she's quite feminine. I'm a tomboy too. Like, of course, I wear dresses and skirts all the time. That's all I wear, actually. I only own like 2 pairs of pants. But it's like I do enjoy gaming. I do enjoy like things that people would say men typically enjoy. But in that, you can still hold on to your femininity. So don't ever let that be an excuse for why you're not a feminine woman.
A certain way to get a guy's attention.
Oh, that's like the rookie. That's like a rookie.
I think it's more with the eyes. I think you can do a lot with the eyes. I think hair playing is a bit,
No, that's a bit dated, but that's like the most like
Kindergarten.
Joe's
And
101.
now it's the eyes, the touch, like hair.
flirty. You are
Do you
actually.
think so?
Yeah, but I think you're kind of flirting with everyone.
I feel like I'm just being nice. I mean, I think it's just how I am.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like feminine though.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
Yeah.
wouldn't call you masculine.
Yeah,
so-
I think it's just weird because like since I was little, I was always like the tomboy. Like I had,
Yeah.
because like I had an older brother. I'd literally like fist fight with him.
Yeah.
I feel like every woman at a certain stage
Yeah.
went through that tomboy stage though.
So can I,
No, as I said, I feel like at a certain point, it might not have been a long term, but like, I feel like every girl at some point has been or will go through like a tomboy stage-ish.
I think it's just like prepubescent because like everyone like prepubescent isn't really like doesn't really go into their gender. That like I feel like the gender roles or the gender type.
We're not gonna do all that, sister. Come on.
Aren't that distinct. I think femininity and masculinity isn't that strong in like kindergarten or like in like middle school. Like when children are quite
That's not true. Little girls know how to be little girls and be feminine still as being little girls. I've seen it. And like even when I was going through my tomboy stage, it had to do with a lot of other stuff in the background. Not just the fact that I wanted to be a tomboy. It had to do with other things. But naturally, a child that's like raised in a balanced home with the only time I could see like maybe she have older brothers, she'll be trying to be a tomboy and stuff. But it's like a girl, just one girl, like she'd be girly. She'd be just like her mom.
young, you don't really be like, okay, he's acting very masculine or acting very feminine. Then that comes when you grow and mature.
so
for
the ladies, so is femininity a bad thing?
I think femininity is great. I feel like a woman should embrace her femininity. And I feel like it's a shame that we went through that phase that women had to try and be like men to be respected. I feel like it's a shame that we had to like hide our femininity to have that kind of respect. Because it is true. Like a very feminine woman isn't respected the same way a man
By
is.
men or by women?
A feminine woman is respected in a different way. Of course, they wouldn't be respected the same way that a man is respected. Like, what is it with y'all inequality? Why do y'all want? It's like me holding up this lip gloss and this lighter and saying they're equal, even though I can clearly see they're two different things. I don't care. I want them to be equal. Doesn't make any sense. Like, what?
Women.
Like just in the workplace in general, like
Can I
in a
ask-
professional world, like a woman's very feminine, they're like, oh, she's a blonde, she's not very smart.
I
Could I-
don't.
could I-
I haven't had like I found that girls that are feminine in the workplace get more favors from men.
I-
to be
Get more favors, but that's at the cost of I don't think this woman is intelligent enough to do that by herself. It's like I'm gonna help her and flirt with
No,
her.
not really. Like, because I just was and the only girl in an office of like 25 people. And when I was working there, the guys that were kind of on the same like job as me, they would always tell me that I only got help with certain things because I was a girl. And at first I kind of was like, yeah, whatever. But in hindsight, like,
Yeah.
kind of, because all the managers would like help me with whatever I wanted, like drop everything, do special like one-on-one time. They would ask for the same thing and be like weeks.
Can I
I'd
ask,
get it, yeah.
Can I ask you girls a question, right? Would you respect a man that's like feminine and is open about like his feelings and like he's not afraid to like
Open
like,
about your feelings.
A man expressing his feelings is not feminine. A man expressing his feelings to you means that he trusts you, and you should not like make him think that, oh, this is a girly trait to do something like that, because he's a human being and all human beings have feelings.
It's not feminine.
No, but I'm saying like he's sorry, okay, let me phrase this. So, like, would you be like, would you respect a man that's like open about like his feelings and like he's like not ashamed to like cry in front of you and stuff like that? Would you like?
No.
I
No,
mean,
I'm
I
sorry.
mean-
I'm sorry. No, exactly. Yes, that's the answer. That's the answer I was looking
I'm sorry.
for. Like,
Look here. I
like if a
have
man
fe-
is like open, like obviously not to a degree where it's like he knows what he's capable of, but like in front of you, like he's open about his feelings, like he's not afraid to cry type thing. You know what I mean?
I
Could
mean,
you-
I've been in a situation like that. It was just exhausting because I was like, you have so many feelings.
I think it
But
could,
okay, so flip that on us, yeah.
It's okay for a man to have feelings. I guess it just depends on the woman, because as far as I'm concerned, like if you're dealing with a man and you're the only person that he can talk to because y'all don't believe in polygyny, y'all don't want y'all man to talk to more than one woman, y'all the only person that he can talk to. I'm not even talking about date another woman, but y'all the only person he can talk to. If he wants to come cry to you on a daily, life is hard for a man. Like, you should never make him feel like less because he has feelings. Now, as long as he knows how to control his emotions and be emotionally intelligent, why can't he have the opportunity to let it out? Like, you want to cry, you want to whine about whatever's going on as a woman. Why can't a man do the same thing? Like, what is that? I'm not, now, I've never seen that anywhere, especially not even in my culture, that a man can't have feelings and express himself. Yes, he has to be strong and providing all day long. If he want to come lay on your chest and cry, or lay on your chest and just express his frustration, he should be able to. Like, we're supposed to be safe places for men. You know what I'm saying? This is why they feel attacked all the time by us. Like, don't even trust women. Because how can they feel safe with us if they can't even express how they feel? Because they have feelings too.
Yeah, but when you girls give us stuff and we just have to sit there and we be like, I support you, darling. Like, you
I
think
know,
that's
yeah.
good for
But I think a lot of people that, I mean, like, I would say, like, you're pretty, like, I'd say in touch with your emotions, but you're not, like, very emotional. Like, you know, you're not, like, crying all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I would say, like, I'm also
Publicly.
not that way. Like, I'm very,
Yeah.
I keep everything inside. And so, like, if I were to have to deal with someone that's very open about it, I feel like that would be a lot for me to deal with, too. I think it just depends
I think people are selfish at the end of the day.
on how that person also expresses their
I think
emotions.
there's a difference between
Or rather, can be selfish. I won't call everybody selfish, but people can be very selfish, especially when it comes to relationships. Like, everything, okay, you always concerned, people seem to always be concerned about what they need, but when it comes to the other person, especially a woman, when it comes to the man and what the man might need, it's like, why would anything be too much if he not doing nothing to harm you or nothing? Let him be a crybaby. Men are crybabies anyway. I don't want nobody tell me can't nobody tell me no different, because I know real men who go hard for their woman, who provide and do everything that they supposed to. Big old crybabies.
being emotionally unavailable, like to a toxic like extent, like the point, like, okay, like this person's giving really mixed signals, this person doesn't know how to act like a human being, then to being okay, like, I don't want to express my emotions all the time. Like, sometimes I don't need to cry right now. Sometimes
but is
it's
that-
not a big deal. Sometimes you can, like, work through things. It's not always about expressing emotions in like big fits of rage or being like too angry or those kind of things. I think it's about balance. Like, having the bare minimum is expressing your emotions. I'm happy, I'm sad, I like this, I enjoy this, like being direct. I think there's a difference between completely hiding your emotions so that the woman's like, are you actually okay? Is there something wrong? Like, always to keep guessing. I don't think that's a positive
But
place for a
would you,
relationship.
but would you say, would that be like a red flag for some girls?
I think it's a red flag if a man can't openly talk about what he's feeling.
You know what I'm saying to a girl, like, if a man's actually like is not afraid to express his feelings, you can, like, all emotional and stuff like that. Do you think to some girls that would be like a red flag?
I
Like,
mean,
a really
I think
big-
for some people maybe, but I feel like for me, no. I think it'd be quite refreshing to have a guy express his emotions. If he's happy, like, I'm happy. Like, it doesn't have to be always about something sad. It can be like, oh, like, I really appreciate what you did today, or I really support you, or like, oh, I got frustrated when you did that. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about that? Like, it doesn't always have to be like,
Yes, emotionally intelligent people, whether it's a man or a woman, is something that can be very valuable in a relationship. Just knowing how to express your emotions in an intelligent and healthy way is good. Like, as a man, if you're with a woman who you can't express yourself with, who you can't confide in, who you think she'll judge you if you cry to her about something, you need to get away from that woman. That woman is not for you, or maybe she's not the only one for you. You need to be honest with her, and you just let her know that. But I appreciate y'all for sitting with me and watching this review. It's more like a reaction, right? So I appreciate y'all sitting with me watching this reaction. If y'all like this content, please subscribe, hit the subscription bell. If you haven't already, subscribed to the channel, like this video. Go ahead and get a conversation started in the comments. Do you think that modern women lack femininity? Do you think that modern women can be more feminine? And what is femininity to you? What, as a man, if any men are watching this, what do you desire to see in a feminine woman? I would love to know what you got to say. I appreciate you, and shalom.